Hi, I'm Antonio Centeno, the founder of Real Men Real Style, and today I'm going to be talking about riding a motorcycle and dressing sharp. Okay, if you haven't already, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. By doing that, these videos will come right to you. In addition, if you enjoy the video, if you find it useful, please like it down below. And finally, I'm going to link you to an article which is going to provide more information on what I'm talking about. In addition, we'll also link you to our free 47-page ebook on men's style. Okay, this isn't going to really get into motorcycle gear a whole lot, and I'm not really aiming, about how to look good on your motorcycle. The question that came in is a gentleman, he rides his motorcycle all of the time. And for him, it was about, okay, how can I look sharp when I get right off my bike? Because he rides it to and from work. It's his only means of transportation, and he's not really wanting to wear all of the gear. And he's, been talking about that, what kind of clothing that looks sharp can he wear and kind of serve two purposes. And my quick answer to this is you can't have it both ways. I think it's a bad idea to try to wear anything but safety gear when you're riding a motorcycle. And this comes from a motorcyclist. Years ago, I've had 3 motorcycles over the years. I've since don't really ride anymore now that I have kids. But it's one of those things, they call them donor cycles for a reason. And this comes from a guy that loves motorcycles. But every year, I would, on average, put on probably 40,000 miles, maybe 50,000 miles on my motorcycle. I did the 4 corners. I don't know if, and not just, I went to from Nova Scotia to Victoria, down to Rosarita, and then over to Key West. I mean, I rode that thing. I've hit 48 states. Alaska and Hawaii, you're on the list, but I haven't made it yet. So I have a little bit of experience riding motorcycles. In fact, when I got rid of my Triumph Sprint ST, that thing had well over 100,000 miles on it. Great bike. But one thing I learned is that it's not just about you and being safe, but eventually you're going to hit something, whether it be oil, whether it be water, whether it be a crazy driver. Someone is going to knock you off that bike if you put on enough miles. And you need to be dressed in a way that is going to, and you don't know when this point is going to happen. And so always be wearing your helmet. And that's going to mess up your hair, especially if you have a lot of hair. So really, you're going to, right there, you're going to have to go to a bathroom and probably, fix up your hair. The other thing is you need to be wearing leathers or synthetic motorcycle gear that's padded and is going to prepare you for whenever you go sliding down that road at 20 miles an hour. And so when it comes down to a lot of this stuff, it also needs to fit you properly. You can't wear really loose gear. You need to wear gear that's close fitting to your body. And I think this is a plus because it allows you to keep extra clothing at work. And I know some of you guys don't have your own, perhaps, office. You don't have your own closet. Where am I going to store? Well, talk with your manager and find a place where you can store your clothing, even if it's just a small trunk or box where you keep your clothes nicely folded up, that when you get there, you change into them. And when you're leaving, it's going to take an extra 5 to 10 minutes. And at the end of the day, I think it's well worth it. Another upside is that if you actually get into this and you actually have the full gear, I find that nothing attracted women like me dressed out in full leathers. I've got many good stories of random women giving me their cards and phone numbers whenever I would, remember this time in Iowa. I was talking with a buddy at a cafe, Tom Webster, he was a lawyer there, and lo and behold, just some random woman came up and gave me her number. And, well, you're not going to hear the rest of that story because my wife may be watching this. But in any case, guys, what I'm getting at is there isn't a compromise here. Take care of yourself. Be smart on a motorcycle and use it to your advantage. Get the full leather gear. Look great when you're riding that bike and look smart and be smart. And when you get off that bike, have the time and set yourself up for success so that you can change into the appropriate gear. When you're carrying a helmet and you're decked out in full leathers, people understand, the reason you're doing it. And you look a lot smarter than, those guys that are wearing t-shirts, jeans, and no helmet. Because I can tell you, you have an accident at 5 miles an hour, it can kill you. And it's over really quick. And this is coming from a guy, I've gone down on my bike probably 5 times, 3 of which, if I wouldn't have had the gear, it would have been a lot more serious of an injury. Okay, that's how you look sharp on your motorcycle. Take care. This has been Antonio Centeno with Real Men Real Style. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.